makwaba sonko be na dwumedi so atene den beyi wa no sabre Ghana fo nyina bochenku etre ate om TV ne che omo hwe de yewo edemo omo enti no sabre wo a wo hwe bia bo mode na chew phone na fra wo nua bi no so fra ni nua bi se sabre yatena ye de sempa no ba be somo e wo kasafoni so ti bomodien na ye ne sa e fama ye mo so mo Facebook no so ye ma makwaba mo bomodien na mo bra Facebook no so wo ye Facebook subscriber bomodien na ko search button mo no bo EBN Ghana bo EBN na what intemo na wo de Ghana no asoso wo wie pe na make sure so be like page na nkasa se ne be ya ye ba live bia obetimi a join ni feed no na bibia akokama e dia ma wo wie pe na bra bibia stream no wo no like comment ni pia share no so like comment ni pia share no so se ne be ya ye ba live a obetima join na bibia aye kama e de amayen ene ye betwetwe nkomo bebre e wo kasafoni so medin e de abranche kwesi Jemfi de ye hwani oman anase Africa continent na nkasa no eye continent a onyankopon ehira yen pa bibia bi wombi bibia ekoso bi na ase continent no de ekoso ankasa bibia aye se leadership se ye dien yo unhweda enhu adeko but as a continent nankasa na esofa ye bebo rem na yakodi mu nkomo anuti ye nya openi kese ne betwetwe nkomo e wa ha no but before that no di entwemu ansa na eba ye hyeda nkyeye mame fentwem na ye wia ne yakoye nkomo twetwe no eso mamen enkenkan emfamao we efri eye concern fanti youth honum ebe kenkan ni nyina quick na yakwakotoa eye yenkomo twetwe no eso nti no yekrado na tamchuku medika ka cho se platform yi anase jumedie yesua de yesua de nya the education part of it enu na huhia de akebia enyewe uhu a na aboame eno na ehuhia me now yenkenkan de concern fanti youth for no de aba quick one na yenkoto yenkomo twetwe no so concerned fanti youth demand justice and accountability from MPP over incessant attacks on the people from the central region where adia concern fanti youth for the about demand justice and accountability every aban we hono say omokoso attack omonkrofo anase nipa ni mu bia omofri fanti kurumu ono bodo omo attack na yen gbonwura nsam ni mu ankasa o say the concerned fanti youth today issued a strong condemnation of the governing New Patriotic Party and MPP, accusing them of systematic campaign of persecution and discriminating against the Fanti people. Uti the inseminal mokana. Ni nyina ne say Fanti youth of today. Bo MPP force bo say omukoswa attack omunkrofo say omo ye campaigns omo de attack omunkrofo omo mu free fanti fo krom omo ba attack omo akeka nsama enye ensem fata e dia form ho yento so say for far too long we have watched as the MPP has targeted people from the central region engaging in campaign of persecution discriminating marked by hollow claims of fighting corruption. This is not about fighting corruption. This is about silencing dissenting voices and consolidating power, and the Fantis are the target. We cite the recent events involving forcing, casing, and now Felix as evidence of the MPP deliberate attempt to marginalize and undermine the Fanti people. Notably, attack you one way or the other. Oshe jechi na onu say etete na wasanka yaton so abani ade ba parliament house ye twe no serena basade ko court ne de keka on se onye oman Ghana ni oye de okura different citizen sensem bebre na ono so free fantifo crew mu ono ana ya recent one ato force in the so ayehu eno so ye twe no sere na basa wo court wo ana na Phyllis so de eno so mo twe ne san de ne nam police station san my babonti release na ko yo ni ade Phyllis says in some bebre omo feel say the attack is on the Fanti people too much. Even though say MPP for say a corruption or more fighting no. Fantis for new hunisa. Huni say it is an attack on their people. Inti omo dia ba bonti as a press release no. In some bebre eno omo chere say there be yenye ne sa. Mamo attack yen crofo sa. Bibie ni anamo attack yen crofo yen penisa. Yen penisa kra intino. De omo ye bia no omo twensan se Ghana ne ye pani ye dia yen chichiro man ni ye no omo njai se mo attack yen crofo nti eno so ede eno no ye hwe se ye betima kọ ye kotoba bi akwafa kọ bi efiri onom enra ye se asem bi si wo honom but as well na omo benya mama ne ye bekọ kotoba bi onom na yakwa kwotwetwe nkomo no nti no de yen time chuku na yen twen se kotoba bi de ne betima connect ne akọ but before that no yen sambra yen komo twetwe no so ene yenya fighter John Koomson or your national spokesperson for Economic Fighters League ono ene ne betwetwe nkomo no na the year Africa a continent of riches yet in a wheelchair Africa ankasa yehwe continent a nyankopon ehira ankasa no nso ohwe continent ya ye de si eye wheelchair mu ana ye pia continent a yehira nyankopon ehira bibie bi wom na opo yo obenya continent a the European countries any target America nya obeba they are trying to influence penetrate into Africa already krampomo yedada China penetrate other countries bebre penetrate including even Russia penetrate into Africa and the European countries nehu ye Africans ye hu ye yasama ye bisa the European countries no many G Africa ho a yen kasa ye wa Africa no ye hu ye leadership anase ye den na man Africa bibia ye wo no yen kasa yentimi utilize anase yentimi tap ye resources so na me no wo kasa European countries for no ehu se bibi papa bi wo ye mu ama ene omo gberu Africa omo tap your resources anuntia na yerere ma kwakofa obi okana dwen pa e ba no Ghana wonsem ne pan Africanism the whole Africa omo ka o madwen omo kasa mafo enene yeni ni besi nkonya na ya twetwe nkomo no into the time chuku maka chero mesi suade na eno ene huhia yendika kokotoba be no ye ba yeni owura Koomson be twetwe nkomo yenko straight Honorable Thompson memo akwaba hello Honorable Thompson otemenka great memo akwaba do ba EBN Ghana so enra yenya ne ntiye se bibi esi wokotoba bi wodom boye nchiremu quick na yento aso hello metonka o ai me say enra bibi si wokotoba bi wodom boye nchiremu kakra
bedasi mechia etiefo na hwefo nyina edaso ye de ne de ma twede apose odi ene de so ate
hello
wadabraka mi so kwadabraka ko ye niama magu mienu bi ena me nya de
wadaruma position hu kakra na mintie de wo ka no wadaruma
obi abayi yi akola bia to kutuba bi public toilet ni ballers dumping at honum Entabia na mesanya another coffee ye mami ba kwa friend Mama G nchen. So atem kese bia
Feedback ni
si
ye
di
po.
asema
Mente
abe yi
hwe.
akola bia to ho. Nti ma meja de mi ye se me na be hwe de asi ye.
All right, all
Ampa
right.
me be
Mo
du
hwa
ho
homa
dum
ne
no.
ma me na de o ka no
Na
mente
me
hwe.
hu akola
Mo hwa homa ne ma
ya
me.
wu no
Yenko
baby girl,
straight na
fresh baby
yeni
girl.
openi
Aye
enko
na
twetwe
to
nkomo. Me
polythene
pa
bag.
cho nyi reso. Na yento aso. Yes. Yenko openi kese oni ne nkasa. Owura me ma akwa aba. Na baby aboko.
Ya be kan san kakra
Kakra befa kakra. Yenko ya seme so. Africa me nim se mo kasafa pan-africanism mani edi Africa echi pa e de ba yankasa ye ma ye wo mu ye Ghana. Africa wo no mi emrofo ne bebre ne je ye continent yi because ne mapa bebre ewum nso still na ye si apene ye bre SDGs ya UN for charter de ba ye cramp yintimi accomplish bebre yintimi nye nso mrofo no hu ne se bibi papa bi wa hanom it's so they are still penetrating e dey na ye hu ye omo mehu
yo me am da say de di kan mechia o my Ghana fo nyina because asa me ne omo di nsa so ache kakra
ache
na de tie ne se ye kase e de na abrofo na hu a asem na ye tenten dodo aye tenten atwim. Now the question is e de na ekoso in Africa nyame adom abra yedi yen ebibifo begu bebi ayegu yi ye discover say yen ye part of the world no ekuta enioma bi a nipa hia no de ediye ana so de abobra
okay
technology ko nanim no ene ye hu say enioma na yen ye wo no raw materials the sound ye betimi adane na na ye bibi a ye friend finished goods na yetimi asan aton ama afoforo na enam se enye yen ene ye hu ye ninti ema ye knowledge about neoma ye wo no ebe ye limited
okay
nti na wo se ye pe nimdie efiri won a wo be hu ye no ye pe nimdie efiri won ho na nimdie nem pe ye mu no ena abrante bi pie ye o si no ya ye betimi age saa nimdie ne de aye adwuma nti saa de amunja yen na ye mbo ye bra ena se abrofo no tena ase hu se da bi se ye gyan nkrofo yi na omo ankasa bo omo bra yen ye significance ebe yira
okay
eye abrofo no omo significance ebe yira because hwe apostle Kojosafo nti se wo fi se apostle onya de needed resources se oye dia oye na Ghana ye beto korola
Debbie
nti eba ne sa their significance in Africa no will be limited nti sa dia ye limited Africa for knowledge and their ability to be able to produce finished goods sani ebeya ye betimi yan yaje neoma no na yaye na ye de abre wo
ya santo amo me
that
just
is
free
it
you
that is it enti show let me come to Ghana first let me find room into Africa
okay
Tama yaji independence in 1957 na yen sovereign state yet enti Ghana became truly independent in 1960
okay
and yenya your first president within the space of 6+3 years now your GDP was equal to that of Canada.
really
Yes, you can research. Now the reason is that the leader at that time now who say you bet me the gold e dey aye bibi yɛbɛtumi de diamond ɛde ayɛ biribi Ghana yɛbɛtumi anya bauxite and I say you discover bauxite you discover manganese you discover oil that time na oil kra de yɛnhu yɛ manganese ne bauxite de akyire ya na bɛpie mu enti na ade a ɛwɔ hɔ a aborɔfo no ɔmo ne yɛ pre ho ɛyɛ gold and a diamond and so what na say Adrian who said there is the possibility because of baby aye one you betimi anya oil and the tall buy
Okay.
now there were so many things that was done said you betimi anya your resources na ye won you benya the finished goods na yeso yetimi aton unfortunately for us enam edifudi pe ene enibre ene otan adwenbone ene pesami nkuminya nti wo listen am ye no enam sa nneoma yi nti yetu nkruma awie yetu ni wie ye no ne dwumadi a oyeye bonsa taiso hwan o ehimfo tomato canro meat offense canro die yo ye close ni nyina down because it had Kwame Nkrumah's name on them just to kill the man's name from the annals of history. Nesa hunti Omaino had to step back another 200 years. Sesi amene wote he. Se Omai Ghana mpo ebe peja ne ho a. Agye se yenya obi a odwen se Nkrumah.
I see.
Se yenya obi okuta sa mentality na. Show industrialization is very, very important. But we are voting for people who think about liberal democracy. Yeah, empowering Crawford individually. Normal employing Crawford. But no individual has money more than a country.
Sure.
Yeah, my ye woman, and your my one. Say ye for gold unquampa. Say ye kasa ye proper negotiations, even with foreigners to come and extract our gold. Nothing Ghana as a country, ye not just 10% of everything that is extracted. Ghana stand to gain $600 billion every year.
With the 10%.
10% pay. Yeah, actually, yeah, 10. And you're good.
Gold and Kwan.
And you're good. Think about diamond. Think about bauxite. Think about manganese. Think about oil.
And even lithium.
Lithium mpodi me mpesa me koho.
Nyanko.
Aha, me mpesa me koho. Because show Debia me kasem bi Gaddafi. Oh. Now okuta a very big vision of Africa. Share. Nkrumah kasem bi say the independence of Ghana is meaningless unless it is linked up with the total liberation of all Africa.
Okay.
America te hono. Eyem krom bebre. Na kabo your friend United States of America. Why can't we have United States of Africa with one currency? One of the things Abrofunu who here say they need to create demarcation here until say you betina see who say oman no eye baako Nigeria, Benin, South Africa, Ghana, ehimfo ni nyina they are one people until say you better asem na say na you close all those boundaries no to allow a free flow of all citizens into each and every other state. Until say you be who say no. The whites will continue to determine what we are supposed to do with the resources we have. She say ye uno bisa me say abrofo no mahu die. Shade o. Wo banche.
Okay.
E come de wo ba. Wako memi fie so okopa aduane edi. Minim say wo banche. Wo hwade na me. Me de madwen ebeba wo abeje wo banche no e de akowo fufuo no na baba wo ba na ba na wabeji ska wo abeto fufuo no. So I gain twice without doing anything. And that is what the whites have been doing with IMF, with our grants, loans, and all that. Yeah. This is what they've been doing to Africa.
I see.
And our leaders are not helping. And that one is a story for another time.
Introduction ne kura mpa mame aboto. Introduction ne kwa mame aboto. Enti nyema na obobo so nyinaa ya sese no mrofo no tapedi koi. Meanwhile yankasa ye de he ma yenye case study. Oko baby a ku ni si ye na the likes of Guinea Niger a o ma yese sese no pese o mo de o mo ho omo resources e wo no mo no omo mfa nko bio. You can imagine ebra omo yes omo mom uranium enko France bio omo nyina omo ka ne edum ye. That means the Europeans solely depend on Africa. Echo off omo longest tower we efene say we a wo Paris
Eiffel Tower.
Eiffel Tower. First time I call off enum da omo ka ne enum da. Ba omo nya uranium ne nti no echo off.
Say Africa decided say we will not feed the rest of the world our own. The rest of the world will go hungry. But unfortunately for us, Africa is rather going hungry, even though we are the ones feeding them. Because of and list na me here or time pesemim kuminya enibre abro hwe say politician be anim say wo de wo ho a you will not see him as a demigod.
I see.
Yen Ghana hanom no ye hu ye politicians as demigods. Yeah? Say Sam George elu pramprama. Osi for a nkofo di nechi. Do you know why? Because omunim say anya kra de 100 Ghana 200 Ghana beba she botom. Enti obedi nechi. So we virtually worship people who are supposed to be worshiping us.
We the kingmakers rather become their servants.
The servants. Whilst the servants have become the kingmakers. So at the end of the day, the kings who are supposed to be serving are being served. Say ye beto aba omo ka asem bi. Oh. Monto mam na mpesa mbesom.
Okay.
When we say politician be asum obida.
Many fear can put me who.
Debi ANC. And from 1992 up till date, the worst ever scenario of governance from 1992 up till date. From 2017.
I see.
I'm telling you.
Only enche your observation and who ye. You
Sure.
want to learn.
Shadiye. That fake document now your friend of constitution.
Constitution, I am no friend fake.
Oh, Minia, let me ask you a question.
Me too.
Teacher ni Oyejuma how many years of retirement?
Ghana hanu bi enim say we do 60 years our retire.
After 60 years, when was the teacher ni bi aje 1 million Ghana cedi as the retirement package da.
Maintain.
And see that. Bisa won say obi Oyejuma 4 years, aje 600 million Ghana cedi. Ask yourself that question.
Even it surpasses it. Obi 1 month salary cry adimu.
Na say obeka kire me say sa asem no. Document bi da ho a back no nti the year cost yes is the document not fake?
Okay. I think Matede or can.
Excellent. Sure. Ghana own majority of our problems, the biggest of it, your constitution. That 1992 constitution. But even in the 92 constitution now, let me say you fake no. There is a provision in it to say this time, I bring a woman, the country will get to a level of obetimi and introduce what is called a free SHS. In the constitution now, now do nyame adom ato. And I would free SHS abebo. One woman senior high school through Nanado's administration. Omo nyina ko free SHS me boy. Omo ko free SHS no. Omo mu ahe and also ko school free. Omo ko free SHS. Omo mu ahe no ko school free. Say you can say I am educating you for free own. It is a whole investment on its own.
Na say no na see ye.
Hwe. Met you with tuition. Remember with books. I will give you everything you need to be educated. I don't have to tell you that. Then catch me say, tuition free. So that the person will go for the tuition. Now I prepare me who say the akano and your no responsibility. But you don't tell me say go to SHS for free. Nah. Then you come and tell me to purchase some things. Now I bring the bill 10. Meanwhile, they need free. Then people are paying more than they were even paying when they were paying for fees.
So the ancillaries become more than the tuition.
That is the point. So, say yet now, say you share all the policies that has been implemented up till this moment. And I'm not saying your mama is any better. No. Or no crowd there. The least said about him, the better. Nanado from 2017 up till 2024. Minim apart from Omudi blindly, no. I don't know anybody who will sit down and say, Papi, Obaye, Sadi Weya or ye. Edi into Swobi, Edi in Kenya bi, Edi adie bi, Edi abre Ghana for a positive. I don't know. Just say you meet me at least be a man. Sure. Africa as a continent. Me say Africa as a country. Because I see Africa as one country all the time.
And not a continent?
No. The continent was devised by the whites to be able to infiltrate into us.
But say a continent in Sanka Yahuedio, Mateso Bruni be Anya Trumpa, Ubisa, Eka say Africa is not a continent but a country. But Mizuna mi buo fusa me chase asemalo.
Africa is supposed to be a country, not a continent. What can say United States of America? What can say a country, not a continent?
Okay, so a country.
It is a country.
It's a country.
It is a country made up of countries.
Yeah.
Sure.
And even including Russia too.
Yo. Your friend is saying Washington and Guam. That's what Ghana. Washington DC.
DC.
And Hong Kong as Ghana. What in common as it? This country see Kabuma Jomo to say ye states. We are going to be known as states, like what Nigeria is doing now. Wouldn't say one state in Nigeria is bigger than the whole Ghana. A single state in Nigeria is bigger than the whole Ghana.
Wow.
And at the end of the day, say, yet to me putting all these people together, we gather our resources and decide. Because South Africa, what they means to come up with finished goods. Nigeria is on the verge of getting it. Ghana, we haven't even started. Oh, now see a plan. Adia, Nkrumah, see you hold say find refinery when we get oil. How are we even taking care of it? Obi aba obedi no ko obedi no ko. Se see a akwaya to say a honum no a cow and milk for people to just enjoy. But the problem is, if we're able to put all these countries together and make it one country with different states, how America developed, we will be able to start from there.
I see.
And get to where we have to get to. It is never too late for Africa. No.
To unite?
To unite. It is never too late.
But the
problem is our leadership is not helping us. They are not building the type of your friend is environment. A bit to me, ama dia. Your person you realize it as a country, no? You better realize it. We are not getting it. They are not giving us what we are supposed to get. But there's also another story.
Yeah, can say another story. In community, and people are learning from what we are saying. And you know, another story. The young call, because me myself, I'm enjoying it. Because Arising Africa, me be ka omo ho arise of me hu say ma share crampo their two mo page so yeah me ka omo ho ya call conferences I think some first conference omo ye no Tanzania omo dem ko bi na ye ba ye sisi ye ba be ye foforo bi wa Accra ha crampo omo ye recent one was Zambia and you know omo pushy agenda be say anka Africa yenya borderless but me at a certain point you know even though we are pushing the agenda is it possible because Nkrumah here you Gaddafi here Nkrofo rising say anka yenya but they are nowhere to be found.
No, the point is immediately it starts the whites will come in now the CIA for the BNI for this is what has been happening since time memorial. Only how are you two coming? I mean, sure when you story. Everybody thinks that Kutukan and Trasino decided say be cool two coming. It has nothing to do with that.
But Sansu no that she trip.
And Nkrumah's overthrow was backed by the CIA.
I see.
Because at a point in time he became a threat. He was liberating the whole of Africa. So he had to become a threat.
And then also no mom pedal.
And they used our own people, his own people, to stop what he was doing.
I see.
Today, other African countries celebrate Kwame Nkrumah more than we celebrate him.
Asebno no aboso no.
Why? Because they know the significance of what he wanted to do. Nkrumah's achievements is unprecedented. But we are not talking about Kwame Nkrumah. He's dead and gone. When we the Obeye and we for Africa to unite, it will take us. Every time the youth in each and every country in Africa, if we decide that no, enough is enough, these things will end.
Do you think Sir Kenya taking a bold step? Kenya youth.
Oh, the step we will take here. I am praying, say Ghana will emulate. I am praying, say Nigeria will emulate. I am praying, say your friend says Zimbabwe will emulate.
Say Uganda and so TSC.
Thank you. And what they Uganda there, I just want to leave them because right now they are the oh, I don't know if I can use this word, but may I show someone fear answer.
I know your harsh word.
No, I'm not saying they are not wise. They are wise, but their wisdom comes from books.
Okay, that's the knowledge.
Yes, they have the knowledge, and they don't have wisdom.
Okay,
they need the wisdom from home.
Okay,
I'm telling you, because show, say, who will fear answer, and nobody will why you won't do them. They do. How can you have gold and then go and collect $3 million from somewhere? It doesn't make sense.
You can't
because the amount of gold that is free on my imukono, when you quantify them, it is more than what you. In fact, it is about 300 times more than what you are asking them to give you. What is stopping you from ensuring that what you have, you'll be able to get what you want from it? What is stopping you? Now, the problem with our leaders, not in Ghana alone, but in the whole of Africa, ABS, CIA, Francophone countries, you know, and as you see,
now also my GDP, 50 town yes,
in fact, it is. In fact, their inflation rate has come down.
And things are moving on well for them.
Excellent. Last 3 weeks, me kucha me ho kakra. Ewo Burkina Rono. Because I used to live in Bolga.
Oh, okay.
Burkina outside now. I was very happy. I was very, very happy.
They know who you only
and your mom will and you may be an air cost will na ma Burkina beast on my lifestyle and ma omutumi a free kunum e buy a hanum e be ye donkey works near them. Right? How many Burkinabes have you seen ever since they had? How many of them have you seen doing those works in Ghana again? They are comfortable at home. They are working at home and they are okay. Share your cows, your lands. Ghana is not a country that is supposed to go bankrupt. No, we can't. Immediately you make a statement, eh? Penyini bi wakata, kasemi. I say the only thing, sasem we are making, penyini bi wagana ha, he will relate because one of my catcher, or catcher is the only thing that Qatar has that Ghana does not have is leadership. That is the only thing because Ghana has everything in abundance as compared to Qatar. Qatar has nothing. They only have oil.
They are in a desert.
This Obama was all better Busina. Unimiaza. Sabi. Unimiaza. So Obama ho. Obama me ho. Mia cap pena me ho. Wo and that here. Wo nsuo. Wo eja. Wo emia. Wo bibia.
A pokran so bell.
Cap pe na me wo. Na Obama was all better cap. I mean kase wajimi. Because not here na ye cap no. Ye di ja and a kind. Ye di nsuo na fry. And you have all these things. How can you come to me and tell me so we are cap? Wajimi. And when we talk about these things, people don't understand. You have oil. You need money. What are you talking about? The world virtually depends on oil. And you have it.
Highest commodity now.
Oh, and you have it. So I don't get it. It doesn't make sense. Sometimes you sit down, you analyze, and you realize that no, these things are not making sense anymore. Sure. One to me can't me say, me I me want a dime watches will be piano. Men cook me home kwa watch one ho.
Men chawano. E jana so ha. Nyema ni bia. Africa ye wo enie. Sa nyema we nyina mrofo ni pebi, mrofo ni ni.
Ebi ni hot yo.
Ebi krampo ni ho.
Omo ni dem yo na China asaso ko to go do. I never go to go. No one can so more than the majority of them quite easy. I hate when I go to go. America. There be on America. What is excavator above from America? There be what is a mining company be? Yeah, mining. America.
But unim say na omo dey come we curriculum no musua mining.
Because Africa obesua na wa betu. Ubesia we are not practicals no ha. E ho de ubesia ye be kire wo. We abra. Oba down we practicals. Aha no na practical grounds no. Oko Perseus Mining Company Limited. E wo me am crew. I am free. I am Perseus Mining no.
Okay.
And omo bu discapa o hore abra.
No fi no kroma ba be yere.
Ah, na be na so no ogbo adwuma na wo adwuma be na wo ye. Wo de wo ba se wo be HR. Na wa ye labor. Na wa kwa store. Ya kwa ye ya kan say.
Fitire konkonko yi ha na ye be mo wa ye.
Na o maka kiro se wo pese wo ye yi a HR na nkasa na wo ye HR no. Se ye be fa nipa ye wo HR na nkasa wo. Wo na wo ti akonwa no se wo ye HR no wo ntumi mfa nipa o. Dabi
ntia se wo assist
wo dey say ye dey foul so and you okay I've interviewed this person, so what do you think? This is the outcome of the interview, blah 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 blah. Uwie ya na wo dey wadwuma no o ma ye catches face value. So at the end of the day no ye te ho e na o mo hwe yen enti o mo fire so na o mo di diska no we chire. Gold do a free Perseus a fly in a day. You'll be surprised. I see. And young for Perseus in Tonchain Anglo Gold Ashanti. Omoba no mudi edi atoso. Evo Anglo Gold Ashanti.
How much did that down?
Ashanti for Yeah, Ashanti for Anglo Gold Ashanti.
Yeah, mo crocro de
Crocro de John. Now, bro, fully this kind of Anglo Gold Ashanti. Anglo Gold Ashanti show. Or say Anglo. Anglo ne abrofo asem.
Abrofo asem.
Thank you. Gold no, e wa asase no. E na Ashanti che say gold asase no gold asase no e wa Ashanti for asase so. Anglo Gold Ashanti. Nti abrofo a ye betu gold Ashanti for asase.
Ashanti for asase so. Almost say di atempa.
Na ye nemure ni age. No mu lutu o man no. And our leaders are quiet because they are packing their pockets and building themselves mansions outside this country. Enti no abane sana dia e wose ye na yen timemufo no omutumi ma ye ni gye no omo nye because omo ye a sa ni 200 Ghana no ntumi mfa ma wo e ma won to aba ma ne bio. You already have more.
Baba be property de bia hu na je so osre no.
That is what makes them
power show.
That is what makes them the demigods in the eyes of the voters.
I see.
When word now be you see here, afraid of my. So everything that is happening is purely orchestrated in such a way by the whites to suit them. Until we break that chain. And the best way is to start with a common currency in Africa.
I see. You did mention say answer sa de ani nyina betime materialize no. Na it should start from our brain, like how we think towards each other. Say no so mrofo no wo influence wo yeso. Say even in a percentage wise it could be say 90%. I don't know, but 90% there omo wo influence wo yeso. You be see the need to centralize we nyina. Etima ba benya one currency, one military, and all those things. My strong.
I visited. In actual fact, I had the opportunity to visit Amsterdam lately.
Okay.
And I met with some people. They are not. I won't say they are Ghanaians. Yes, they are Ghanaians, but they don't see themselves as Ghanaians. So I met with them. We were talking. What I learned from them is that it is not that we are fully influenced by the whites. No.
Okay.
We are fully influenced by our greed and ignorance. Se me pese, winyeska, a simple. If I have money, I just have to set you up.
Okay.
If I set you up, then I guide you how I got mine, so that you'll be able to become like me. But we live in a country where people don't want others to become like them. They don't want others to reach them. Once he gets there, he wants every other person to worship him. And Abribiano, there is a saying in Biami who's a very stupid saying, but it is actually working. Ose se sika unya wiya ehia for the pen kan ma.
Unya sika ni wiya
ehia for the pen kan ma. You know why? Mesha ejumasi e wo dum kwa.
Okay.
Radio station bi. I'm a radio presenter.
Oh, I see.
And your friend radio no Spark FM.
Oh, Spark. Okay. Duncan
of Spark
okay.
FM. And what I'm saying you na that time, 2008, they make 105 CDs every month.
That's in 2008.
They make 105 CDs every month. And 150 Ghana.
100 CDs. Near the 5 CDs account.
Now, say, we are wondering, say, Ube pray aketu and tomorrow. It may suspend.
Okay.
Papa no whisker. Somewhere or someone.
Whisker
pa. They be amichiano. Ono no ba me hu se na ye kasa o radio so na TV so na ho keke ka ho ndi. But someone be amichia so hwe. Na he is a very good man actually. but he's a better businessman. He's a good man. He's a better businessman. Because, no, you can't get to his level. The view. Cash not the best man. But so best now the neka.
No more now Sunday neka.
Oh, better neka. But so best no. Ah, now I owe you the neka. That is how our men, our leaders have made the country. And he said, "Onim say, oh say, so who steady? I will say Ghana, your minimum wage, yeah, say 16 cedis. Now that money in a day, Obi, it is stay Ghana. Fanasa will mark in 16 cedis a day. Or mark in 16 cedis. Sir, 16 cities in this state Ghana. Difference no power. And the economy is in such a way that 16 cities and this state Ghana. On to be in first 16 cities, and fan satisfied the state Ghana because of the way the economy is. Enti the abayane say okay, Sadia Mamen Komobosi Anka. Sandy Pa Otesano, that bang. And obey me. Obey ye. Baby, I won't cut on walk with you. That Ben obey me free canum. And Sana was I say, oh, save answer will do it. And that is how Omaya, not only Ghana, it is happening in Benin, it is happening in Nigeria, it is happening in Ethiopia, it is happening in Tanzania. It is happening all over Africa. Because Brunino or no Obi any hand more whisker only link with somebody outside. Daddy. What create chain at the house. And he said, what try say Uberman Croft will be a cattle. Okay. And he said, yeah, he has to make sure, say, you are always down there. He's always up there to please his master. And America said the only way, the first step towards all this is not to think that Abrofno, they have influence over us. Look, no white in this world has any influence on the youth in any African country. The only problem we have is that they have created the illusion that when you leave this country and go outside, life will be better for you. That illusion has been created. So instead of you to stay and fight for your country, you will go and stay there and hope that others will fight. In 2002, Utah a free Ghana Hanum from Ketoka International Airport. Echo Kata so mo koye securities ne cleaners ne why for no. Wo kaka omu nyina bomu a. Na omu ye 1.52 million
youth nko omu free Ghana.
Youth nko. And yes, Obi say, me na me catch now. You can go to Kotoka International Airport to go and find out if I'm lying. Because I was part of the youth that traveled that time.
I see.
Qatar Airline, a fly, sir, from Ghana. Who, sir?
Ghana phone call.
Oh, Papa, Ghana phone call. Kobu homo chum. And a lot of things that could have been done for us. Sure. Or Qatar security. Why? Because Ghana had more security. 800 Ghana a month. 800
crumpled doors. It is between 400 500. Because if it is an agency you are working for, agency ne beji scano. No ate or more than the operations near the.
And so, Omo Mukoye more Qatar. Security for some were paid around 4,000, some were paid around 5,000, some were even getting around 8,000. So just imagine, Sandy Power, or bet no my fighting.
Debbie,
Bako. Meanwhile, it is not to say you almost as can who, because I know some mining companies are paying their security officers. Some are paying them around 12,000 cedis. A BG 10,000, a BG 8,000, a BG 6,000 in Ghana. A dear nature say, ye cassa ye ya yen to me. Gold near high free. It is almost to me a two gold needed to us as Ghana. A dear nature say yen to me to a minimum wage. A dear nature say yen to me and ma or minus bim for people to get it and be able to pay their workers. But a man for a hold this Ghana. That's a research we not made recently. When him say Ghana, you see Ghana ye chabano. A columns in a woman. You didn't know after elections. What's the
A columns.
A columns no. And you who after elections.
Ghana for this year, a columns no mama day. Now I am for any A columns in it.
A columns you didn't know after elections. Sikane ba. You shall see D from B, C, and D. A no, and ma. Until you be elections now, not A no. I shall say unity.
And the ace in the day and the woman are different from.
Yeah, this year. See, yeah, Timmy. Politician now will coach Caravan. Obey campaign. Until a soro de no, young from Guan train. I know your analogy. I stand to be corrected. Remember, I dear Michelle Mumi who you know. And I'm a day analogy. Now, sir, you be your politics, sir, and I be starting campaign
elections.
Sika be na fresh.
Yeah,
fresh. And there's what steady. Ayaw about fresh sir na hwe numeration you know. Ube who say sir. But before the elections, maybe a year or two before the elections, you will never see those A's. No. All the new monies you see starts from B, C, and D.
Revelations about.
Omo say yet had yesterday. We are studying a lot of things.
I said this election is in the best.
Oh, Ace, I shall say about Enra. Sikebia becoming so 200 Ghana notes. Ace nkwa.
Ye chegum.
Ye changum mo. Ye chare dada. Na egu ho. Ye chai afa na ebi.
Ye eba.
Nti se se omo de be ko banks no. No mu yi. Say or the koto account no ma. Na fe oyi no de ye na campaign this can run it. Enunti so we study obe hu say during campaign times monies come into the system a lot. You wie campaign and scanning na ayera. Sir, a coming kwa. It will help if we start by starting to advocate for a single currency in Africa. Dollar no. I know when you do.
Dollar yaye.
Dollar.
Oh, she.
Oh. No when you do. Opa ho ma yentu America for. Omo mutu yegodi yempamo. China for no mu aba no mo ye galamsey wa. Ye mo mo nko. Na ye kana ye de omo no. Ye mo time a ye de betia. Ye refinery. Ye finished goods. Na ye produce. You will see how the dollar will fall. The dollar is dependent on the suffering of Africans.
To the more you suffer, the more you so kosoro.
The more our leaders are making money. And the leader biba now be catch us. Oh, I will bring the dollar down. Forget about him. We'll try and draw. It is never true. Look, the NDC and the MPP are twin brothers. Omoye twins. What is the difference? The man na MPP abeya NDC anye. And the man na NDC anye MPP anye. They do things the same way, just in different styles. Baumia catch there and say, sorry, His Excellency, the vice president of Ghana, Dr. Mamadou Bawumia. Oka kire yen say oman na yetimu no dollar no egu ayen dodo. Nti ono de onim kwan a obefa so a obeko ano. Sene ebe ya Ghana for obeto. And it is true. Say dollar no e ba for ma Ghana for ho tom. Say dollar was so na ho kire aba. Everybody is aware. Now, that dollar was not even up to 4 cities in 2017. Within the space of 2 years, within the space of 8 years, quadruple and now say triple.
Quadruple say 4. Quadruple is 4.
So, it is true.
Yeah.
You are telling me they don't know what they are doing?
Obia wakasa obeko ano.
So nim kwan obefa so
obetimi akwa ano.
So oba ye wantimi anko an. It is triple. You think they don't know what they are doing? They are purely aware of what they are doing. They know. And they will continue doing it until the African man gets the realization that, hey, now I'm awake. It is enough. We are not accepting this anymore. And I think the moment is now, because we have the chance to start. Yeah? Ghana is indeed the gateway to Africa, whether we like it or not. We are the first and will always be the first. But until we understand the point, say, or minor level na ye kono MYN, especially we the youth. In Peninifuano, Oma said they will suppress us. And then their children will come and take over. Then they will also suppress our children. Then their children will take over to suppress our children. Until we sit down and understand that fact and get up and push them out of the system. This thing will continue.
The best of us, generations no be being on best of us.
That is the reality.
Me just my four cry. My four. Yeah? Yes, me are who. Ye mobo ankasa. Unim say budget no krampa ye kan ye se Ghana e kan ye de almost 50.9 billion. We are aware. Enyeme nyina ya bobosi Ghana e de ka 50.9 billion. I say ye checha magana ni bia wo. Say yes ye 33.48 million and ye 31. Say
33.
Say yaba ebia ba be count ye 33 wo. Say yes ye cheka na mo bia wo Ghana ha. Nipa ba ku bia benya 22,162. Ghana ni bia wo Ghana hanom ebenya 22,162. Hweniema Ghana etwa ye ho ehia. Na ye ka wonti ase. Wonnim bebi o man Ghana no eko. Enye sei na wose ye ye o. Enye sei na wose ye ye. Bra ye bre ye health facilities de ye hu enye nu ne wose ye hu o. Enye no na wose ye hu. E wasan ke sensa nso na hwegana ni. Hwegana ni. Me ka se krampo unidi ye na wo hwe me. Me ni wu ka se a wo hwe me. Unidi ye. Do you think it is our fault? Yeah. Would analyze it. Your fault. Na ye de ye di de enya na. Se Ghana ni edida nti enye. Nti yen eye ne call hospital free ni bia nti anka enye. Eye na niema adane ama Ghana ni no eti ya nti anka enye.
Minia.
For we na mere krampa ho.
When him say Mama Gaddafi before Obekono, or make sure say every Libyan enjoys free healthcare, free education, from basic to the university.
I see.
Owie no, Libya ni baby obenya 18 years. A person otu no ankasa kope ne baby tan ma odan free.
Na yes wo nye djuma krampo tia oka.
No omo oil pe. Aye oil.
Libya,
Oil. Oil. Libya is suffering now because Gaddafi died. Now Libya is in crisis because Gaddafi died. Minia.
Kwame Nkrumah can say, as a change, if it is denied or too long delayed, violence will break here and there. Not that men planned or word it, but their accumulated grievances will erupt like volcanic fury. And that day, Makachro, it is coming. Kwame Nkrumah, a prophet too. That day, it is coming. If the rich rob the poor, it is business. Se sikeninu evia ohieni na a business. But se ohieni no ema no ho so not challenge sikeni na eno dey friend of violence. Sana Africa but we wish to see that change. Na sa sakraya no besi a ejina me no so. Ana san sakraya no ebesi. Menya yanka adiwi yanka yebeto aso akoso educate Ghana for by bre. E wose ye sorry na de aka de de to aso. Inti no yebe sorry. Meraho pa, meraho. Na sia ne ebe ya echirima bebre. Se na ye bre no omo bebre, generation omo bebre. Ye na nam kanso omo bebenyi no bebre. To go through that same map. Yen sakra ya dwen. Ye fancy Medin e de branch akosi jemfi ene openi kase enya no eye kasamafo e de ma Economic Fighters League national o kasama the whole Ghana otutu kwan bebre ntu so wetima ye mfa to hu bebre di a kire ne din e de fighter John Koomson ene onu ne enya no a ye ne no twetwe nkomo yenko na meraho yentwan ye ye ba de akebie de beto so wate yenko